Got the juice now, man.
Yeah. They jump on the mic smooth as well. It's a lyrical sound to the geezer.
Hi. Welcome to Okay Blue Juice. What is this, you ask?
Sure.
Well, I'm Kang, in case you don't know me. This might be the first thing you've ever seen from me. I have two other channels, Delicate Dark Girls, the beauty channel, and Frankly Loverly, which is like my everyday midnight pulp party channel, meaning just a little bit of everything. That's why I called it Midnight Pulp. I'm like after pulp magazines and stuff like that, where it's just like, it's glossy, it's slick, it's like a little bit of everything. This right here is my commentary, my video essays, my reaction channel, because I did do a reaction during my Oktoberfest on Frankly Loverly. It did really well for my standards, since I'm a very small channel over there. But I didn't want to keep doing reactions on that channel because that's not what that channel is for. Right, but I did really like doing the reactions, and I always have some commentary, and I love making a video essay in my head. This is the channel for that. Subscribe right now. We're gonna get into it with a lot of things.
Okay.
Got the juice now, man.
I'm black.
Today I wanted to basically really quickly get in TikTok's ass.
I'm just here to fight.
I want the story times on TikTok to stop. I want them to stop. I hate them. I hate them. I hate them. I blame Risa Tisa. She had the nerve. She came on there. She made a really engaging story. Something blowing all of our minds. Please excuse the hair, but here is part one of Who the Fuck Did I Marry? So I met my ex-husband around March 4th of 2020. We met on Facebook dating site, and we also matched on Hinge. I did not realize that he was on both under two different names. So one was his actual name, and the other one was a variation, like a nickname that he called himself. Different pictures. So it was a running joke between us. Oh, you ain't even recognize that you had matched with me on Hinge. No, I didn't. And also that should have been a red flag. By the way, you will notice in this story, I called it the United Nations of red flags. It is so many red flags that, I mean, you would have thought I was colorblind because I ignored all of them. He was talking really like a friend telling you a story, and you couldn't wait to run to that next part, right? You couldn't wait. Who the Fuck Did I Marry was like, that's why it exploded. That's why I got it on TV. But after that, the internet did what the internet does. They seen that, and people were like, oh shit, I'm gonna do it too. People were coming out, who the fuck did I date? Who the fuck did I room with? Then the worst part of it came when people started thinking everything could be a 50-part series. No. Case in point, the Danish Deception. That damn story did not need to be no 21 episodes. It didn't need to be. She was dragging it like
2022, I was in a place in my life where I was working two jobs. I was working like a dog, and in Germany at the time with her husband. And I said, let's take a trip. Town that was by the water, but it wouldn't be as crazy busy as other places in Europe. And so we decided to go to a bar. We flew to Split first, met there, took the ferry hotel, got there, and and the next morning we woke up, we had literally taken our and then I was eating and water. And
I was like, I can't even. I'm watching it on quadruple speed. I double speed the double speed. I'm still skipping through the double speed. I skipped whole fucking story because I was like, she ain't saying shit. And it's not just her. That's just the one I watched because my friend was so invested. She was like, y'all need to watch this. This is crazy. And yes, it was crazy. But she could have told that motherfucking story in 8 motherfucking TikToks. She could have told it in 8 TikToks.
I'm so tired. I'm really tired.
Anyway, enough people have recapped it. You can go find one of them to do that. That's an example of what I mean. Like, people be dragging it now because they know the money is in making people come back. If you're going to make something 21 pieces, then you need to go ahead and put all that shit together and put it in a long form video on YouTube. I get everyone doesn't have all the time. Short form content is its own beast. But I'm over it.
Call me please, baby, because I'm about to snap, sucker.
Some girl who's apparently, she does dating content over there on TikTok. I found this because someone who does drama coverage here on YouTube I'll put her name here. She was talking about this woman, and if that woman had a 21-part series about her stupid ass love story that lasted 3 months.
So, here we go. Honey?
Hi, babe.
I feel very attacked.
So, do I recommend our pace for everyone? How I knew that it was probably going to happen that night was...
Feeling like...
So that was 3 months ago. And so now, while we're not posting anything about us, I want to address something. When I say we were in our own little bubble, so then enter October, which was a really fun month. We had lots of dinners.
Someone in the comments, if I can find it, I'm gonna put it up here, said that watching her series, that Dating Lady series, was like getting invited out to dinner and watching your two friends make out. Like, so many people have been taking the format, and I don't mind that. I do love a good suspense. Like, oh, I can't wait to come back for part 2. But honestly, the way people tell the story, I'm like, y'all are making it 20 parts. It don't need to be this long. Y'all want it to be this long for engagement, and that's what's killing me.
This kind of behavior is never tolerated in Boracua.
It's not the fact that stories are coming out in pieces, because I love a good story time. They're like, come back for part 2. I'll come back. I'm always coming back. But I don't want to come back for bullshit. Like, telling me all the background. It was a sunny blue day and I had on a green dress. I was feeling kind of weird that day, so I decided to get up and make myself a matcha. After I had made the matcha, you know, it was kind of brisk, so I added a sweat. And you do that for 3 parts before you get to the motherfucking meat. I didn't come here to talk about your outfit. I don't care. I don't care.
My cause of death will just be aggravation.
Filler. It's like having a meatloaf and then it's all breadcrumbs. It used to be really good. They used to have really suspense quality, especially because you could only fit so much.
Spilled milk.
Anyway, that's why I want TikTok story times to die.
Cool Sam to the gazer.
Let's wake it up. All right, so the TLDW, Too Long Didn't Watch. But I encourage you to all go watch it. She's actually very interesting to watch if you're interested in like this true life drama that happens all the time in these story times. Anyway, she is the daughter, the adopted daughter of a former football player for the Carolina Panthers, Thomas Davis Sr. She has grown up with this man her entire life, adopted when she was 2 years old, has been a model father to her. She expresses that he was giving her standards in life, showing her how people should be treated. Like, if him and the mom got into an argument, he would pull the kids aside and apologize to the kids, be like, I shouldn't have talked to your mother like that in front of you all. Things that, you know, normal fathers do. Spend a lot of money on them, obviously, because he was rich. She says it a couple times that they're a rich kid. Noted by the one time where she sees a Richard Mille watch. She said it like everybody knew what a Richard Mille was. That's how you know there might be a lot of money at play here, because I went and looked up a Richard Mille, and it said those watches new start, which that's what it looked like. It was a new box, a new watch. They start at $150,000 and go anywhere over $1 million.
Been to the bank.
She grew up very privileged, which she states multiple times, and that is for a reason, because suddenly the father is playing a lot of financial tug of war. He's playing a lot of financial games with his children and his now ex-wife. Him and the mother of the kids, and her, the one telling the story, her mother, they got divorced recently, and is because over the span of their marriage, the daughter found out independently that the father had been cheating on his wife, her mother, for quite some time. The mother left him when it first happened, and it, you know, was very hard on the kids, very shocking on all the kids. They're trying to figure out how their life is getting turned upside down right now because they come from a happy home. So yeah, they're a very happy home. After a series of incidents in public with these extramarital women, the daughter is getting fed up because she's constantly being lied to. He keeps making promises about not putting any of these women in front of his children and making sure he's always there for his children. She wants basically the dad she had her whole life to stand up for her with these women that are acting crazy. And she's also feeling like, I don't know what he's told you for you to act this way to somebody's kids. This is continuing to go on and has escalated at this point to a restraining order that the dad has put on her mom. She's convinced that the restraining order is really because he has a problem with her, but he don't want to put a restraining order on his kids, probably because it looks bad, you know, like he is a public figure still. He doesn't want to look like, oh, I'm beefing with my children, because that never sits well with people, right? Because honestly, everyone's going to be like, well, what'd you do as the parent? Why are you beefing with your kids? She gets into multiple fights with multiple different women, including one of the cousins on his side, which she thinks that something weird is going on and that might not actually be his cousin or whatever, but like maybe like a family friend. Like, you know how, you know, black people, everybody your cousin, but it's just like your mom's best friend from college and shit and her kids. But basically, that's the gist of what the story time is about. All right, so now that I finished bashing TikTok story times, I actually wanted to come to you with a good one. This one is really good, and I mean objectively, as in like the storyline is really sad, but the way she's telling it is what I was talking about by an engaging story time that happens to be multiple parts because of the nature of the story. So like her story is very complex and very big, and there's a lot of dips in and out, but they all make sense because it's like she dips out to kind of pan out, give you a big picture of why something's such a big deal, and then she goes back in to the main point of the story that she's telling. And then I'm talking about, I'm so engrossed in what she's saying. I am watching it on 1.5 speed just because there's 36 parts and I'm only on part 8 right now. I'll be back for after. I'm so engrossed in it, even though I'm watching it on 1.5 speed, I'm forgetting that there's even a time limit on the bottom, and I only know it's over when she's like come back from, I'm like, oh, saying that's what I mean by objectively. It's very engaging. One thing she did mention, I'm gonna play this part.
It was sad to have like this image of him that we had built be torn down. All of those things were sad, but what's not sad is the current state of things, like at all. He's out here self-destructing. He's on the path of messing up all of his tips with his children. Dylan barely talks to him. I don't talk to him. Maddie barely talks to him. And don't get me started on his stuff with Maddie, because he loved to pop his shit about Maddie and talk about how spoiled she is and all of that. But first of all, you raised us, okay? You knew what you were doing. He literally said from the time that we were young that he wanted us to have everything that he did, and did that. He accomplished that. I'll never take that away from him. But don't get to just throw money at us for years, literally 20 years. And then when we start noticing there's a difference in what you've been doing, and money is how you show up. That's not to say at all that that's all we want you for or need you for. That's how you have showed up to us. That's how you have presented yourself to us. So you don't get to get upset now that we older and that's still all you got to offer and you ain't doing that. So of course we're going to call you out on the BS. Why wouldn't we?
And that part was really sad because it kind of ties into the big topic right now, which was Ryan Davis talking about his daughter.
While we're going through what it is, and then me and their mother was talking, and she was like, "Dang, it's like you're trying to get so much time." I'm like, yeah, because that's all that matters now.
Because once it's gone,
it's gone. It's like, you had so much of the first half. Just let me get more on the back end.
You do realize that what comes with that, there are going to be some times that where you probably want to be on the road and should be on the road, you're not going to be on the road.
Nah, right? The summers is theirs. They got it. I'll never, like, you'd have to.
Oh, you have to take them on, when they get older, take them on the road with you.
It ain't take them on the road with me. You gotta pay me to supplement the fact that I'm bringing them with me.
Wow.
If it ain't that,
it ain't worth it.
It ain't worth it, because like my son, thank God I got it right before it happened with him.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm Superman in his eyes.
Right.
Like, he was like, that's dad. Like, when he look at me, I just be like, I'm not the person you see. but it's
like, I got him food.
Yeah, but he just, and she used to see me like that. And then my daughter, like, I get glimpses. So I still get glimpses. Mm-hmm. There'll be times like she'll get her hair done or get new earrings or whatever. She cares. Where I was like, these are cute. She's like, yeah, she's like, she wants me, but there's the fear of giving her all to me and it being taken
and you're
away.
gone again.
And I'm gone again. And how do you explain to a 10-year-old, you know what I mean?
But they don't understand. They don't understand, Ryan, because they don't understand the private schools. They don't understand the access that they have. It's because of you.
Man, no. They homeschool. They don't know. Ain't none of your peers homeschooled. Ain't none of your peers like,
have the access to things that you have. It's because.
Do you know you live in a house with a parent that ain't never got to worry about
nothing?
Nothing. You know how many people get raised like that? Not many.
Not many.
Not many.
Nope.
They don't. But it's not for them to get.
Right.
You got to meet them where they are. It's just
That's
like
a child, so you got to get on the child's level.
You got to get on the child's level. It ain't the time to pat yourself on the back.
Right.
Yeah. So you know, it's I got to do the work.
And how we can all make assumptions about these people's lives. She, MrsYapALot, is being very transparent with us right now about this situation, probably because it's so egregious. I'm sorry to him that maybe he never had that part growing up because maybe his parents adultified, parentified or adultificationed him. I should be better at words. They just made him more adult or tried to make him more mature than he actually was. And that might be his whole growing up situation, his own trauma. Someone made a good comment, I'll put it here, basically alluding to the fact that he wants from his child what he should be expecting from the adults around him. We've all been children, right? My first thought was, well, Ryan's a comedian. Comedians are notorious by the nature of their job to have to be on the road constantly. So when you put 2 and 2 together, you get 4. If he's working hard, which he admitted to himself in the middle of the interview, basically he was on the road working hard, making all this living. He started making the relationship transactional, maybe with good intent. Like, the child might not have meant for it to be transactional while it was growing because they're 10, but it's more like a check-in, like, hey, does my dad still love me? This is how he's been showing me he loves me. He can't be here, but he does buy me things, or when he's here, we go out and buy stuff. We spend money together. That's our thing. And it's up to the parent to redirect that energy at times where it's like, listen, I can't just keep buying things. That's not how you know what I mean, treat people you care about. Like, let's spend time together. Let's talk. Let's go out and do an activity. Technically, it's buying stuff, but it is an activity-centered buying. It's not just buying stuff. That clip just reminded me of that because she kind of said it like, you can't just do something our whole lives and then suddenly be like, this is all y'all want. It's like, this is all you gave us. This is the only way we know you still care. What? That's probably hard. And what makes it really sad about Ryan Davis is because it's like you're saying this about your daughter, but as we can see in the future, right, that girl, MrsYapALot, that young lady, she is a clear example of, like, kids never stop loving their parents. Like, you just want to know your parent loves you back in some way. And so some kids, they'll go to the whole, well, if I ever need anything monetarily, I know my dad's got me, like, or I know my mom's got me, whatever, the parent is in question. In this case, both cases is dad. So it's like, I know my dad's got me, you know what I mean? He at least won't leave. He might be doing all these other things, but at least he won't leave me out here looking crazy. And the same goes for this MrsYapALot in her story. Like, the dad is really mad, talking about, you're my kids. And I know she said that the dad adopted her when she was 2, but like, that is the only father she's ever known. This is clearly her dad. Like, this is her father, and he knows that. And this is his daughter at this point. 2 years old. He raised a baby all the way to this age or whatever. She has a room at his house. Like, this is, parent and children relationships are complicated, especially as you get older and basically begin to understand that your parents are humans, and sometimes you don't like certain humans and what they're doing very much. And it's hard when that's your parent, because that's your parent and you're going to love them. Personally, I think that as much as parents who, the good ones, or, whatever, or at least mediocre ones, I don't know, as much as parents love their kids in general, I think children love their parents more. And the love you have for your parent is so unconditional as a child. It's really unconditional. And I feel like there's more parents out here that conditionally love their kids than there are kids who conditionally love their parents. Just look at the relationships. Whenever a relationship is topsy-turvy between a parent and a child, majority of the time, it's a parent acting wild and the child is still trying to form this relationship with them. Children be young as hell trying to salvage relationships with grown adults. There'd be grown adults still chasing the love of their parents. Parents every day just outside doing whatever they want to do, crashing out on their kids, doing whatever. I'm gonna go finish watching this story time. Now, I had to come on here, sans mic, sans everything, because I'm so sick of these girlfriends.
Are you my dad's new girlfriend? She turns and said, yes, I am. Oh. I looked at my mom and my little sister. I said, bitch, she said, yeah. Oh, shit. Because I'm not expecting this bitch about to say yeah to me. Like, how bold is that? I know your dumb ass. I've been on my social media, so you know I'm the daughter. You already knew who I was when you walked in here. You came here thinking you was doing something. This hoe came in looking like Inspector Gadget, full-blown trench coat at this kid's football game. She gets up to, like, go up to where my dad is now. Because, mind you, this whole time, she never even went to greet him. So she gets up to go to where my dad is and was like, and roll her eyes and, like, roll her neck at me when she got up. I said, fuck you, pussy-ass bitch. She goes and flicked me off and walked all the way up the stairs to where my dad was at, with her middle finger up, flicking me off. I texted her and I said, hey, I'm back over at the room. That was me being nice already. I should have said my room established my dominance, but I didn't. The messages. Will you be moving back into the house soon? Who you feeling like? Will you be moving back to the house? Oh, bitch, that's my daddy's house.
I'm so sick of these girlfriends. Like, whatever. I'm just gonna leave it at this, right? Whatever these girlfriends, whatever you girlfriends think you know about a man and his kids, the kids are living it. So whatever he's told you is what he told you. And maybe in his head and in his eyes, that's exactly what's going on. But these children are living their own version of this story. So to continuously, like, just immediately back up the man you're dating is fine. You're dating him or whatever. But you can back him up and also not invalidate what the children are saying. Like, also mind your business. Mind your business. Like, if you are dating somebody with children, especially children that are cognizant, can talk and think and see and hear, mind your business. It only goes to a certain extent. Like, you treat those children as part of the home. You treat those children like you would treat your own children. All of that is within the realm of your business. But when it comes to, like, the relationship that your man has with these kids, that's none of your business. I don't know how else to say this. Like, that's none of your business. It's like if somebody's fighting with their siblings, you know, that's none of your business. That's just how I feel. Does anybody else feel like that? Like, it's none of your business to say. You can be an ear for your partner. You can look at all that stuff on the thing. You can be the one where they can talk to and blah 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 blah. But, like, at the end of the day, you gotta mind your business. Don't, like, start snapping at the siblings, or don't start snapping, in this case, at the kids. Like, she gives this message, right? Quite, I feel like, respectfully, because she didn't have to send that message at all. But then you respond like this? You ain't never gonna be stepmommy like that, girl. Hi. Line it up. We're at the part. We are progressing through this story time. But yeah, she makes a good point. Like, now I'm just, while she was talking, I had to go Google him and just saw who he was. And he was apparently a former linebacker for the Carolina Panthers. And he's only 42 years old. And like honestly, like millennials, such basket cases. And she's basically making the point that I was talking about earlier, where it's just like you're watching this parent implode, and honestly it just gets really like sad. And then for her to keep getting all these messages from the girlfriends, from family on his side, you know, his family being like, you're being crazy, da 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 da. Back to what I said, like, she's the one living the life with this man. And I'm not surprised at all that his family's like that, because maybe since he is the football star, he's the one bringing all the money to that side of family. And they might be the type of family, again, I don't know his family, but it sounds like he's footing the bill for a lot of their lives and has been footing the bill for a while. So they don't want to rock the boat with him. So even if they believe it or not, they're going to side with him and just tell themselves to believe it, because they're like, oh, you know, he's crazy. This is what it comes with. They justify it. They justify it because they would rather him bankroll their lives than be good people. But anyway, so that part is unfortunate, because you see that a lot. You see a lot of times that people will actually enable somebody because they're getting something from them, and the person getting enabled sometimes knows this. He knows that his family's gonna back him, as in not his kids and everything, or his wife.
And honestly, I still feel bad for my dad through all of this, because I know that this is not him. I know that football probably has a lot to do with it. I know that pills probably have a lot to do with it. I know that him just fighting so many demons has a lot to do with it, but it's just so sad that he's taking out on the people that love him the most, you know? And honestly, I ain't got nothing else for him at this point. He definitely feel the same way about me, and even more so after these videos, but I don't really care. I've been over it. I'm gonna go to therapy. I'm gonna address it.
And it is highly interesting, especially it seems like a good dynamic to explore with public figures and their children, given the Brian Mcknight thing that happened, and given the Ryan Davis thing that's happening right now. It's just another thing where it's like we have venerated celebrities, but once again, we really don't know their home life or what's been going on in their personal journey with their own mental health and like the health of the relationships in their life. And their families be going through it, and just for them to get attacked online all the time, being like, oh, your father gave you money, he was in your life, what more do you want? It's like, well, I want it to remain that way. I want him to not put all these random things, especially other women and substance abuse in front of me. You know, I don't want him to have to, I don't want to have to feel like I'm being left behind in my own father's, you know, priorities. So that's always interesting, because these are the same people, all of them. The first thing they want to say is that their relationship with their children is transactional, but all of them have a common thread, and that is being someone who is around and not around. So they're around when they're around, but they have careers that take them away a lot of the time. And so maybe they were overcompensating with money, and they don't know how to basically check what's going on in their brain. They're treating their children like the adults in their life. So instead of checking the adults around them who use them transactionally, they take it out on their kids. And it's really sad. If you want to see the rest, go to her page, support her. I don't think she's really asking for anything. She just wants to get the story out. So thanks for watching this video. This was a nice little format that I'm doing. Yeah, I like this format where I kind of talk about an issue and then I actually get into the reaction part of of an example of said issue. So it started with me saying I want TikTok story times to die, and ended with me getting fully absorbed in a 36-part TikTok story time.
In my pocketbook, I'm leaving. You got the juice now, man.
Yeah. They jump on the mic smooth as well. It's a lyrical sound to the geezer.